Hey guys, welcome back to SMB Designs. Today is our Wednesday reading. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. If you are a returning friend, then welcome to you too. Hey girl, hey. So we're going to jump right back in the book of Enoch in chapter 75 is where we left off. So let's just do a dive here. Real quick before I start reading, if you don't mind giving the video a like, a comment would be amazing. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Those three things are free to do and they really help out the channel. So with that said, let's just jump right in. Chapter 75. And the leaders of the heads of the 10,000s who are in charge of the whole creation and over all the stars have also to do with the 4 days of the year which are not counted in the yearly calendar, being not separated from their office according to the reckoning of the year, and these render service on the 4 days which are not counted in the reckoning of the year. And because of them, men go wrong in them. For those luminaries truly render service to the stations of the world. One in the first door, one on the third door of heaven, one in the fourth door, and one in the sixth door. And the exactness of the year is accomplished through its separate 364 stations. For the signs and the times and the years and the days the angel Uriel showed to me, whom the Lord of glory hath set forever over all the luminaries in heaven and in the world, that they should rule on the face of heaven and be seen on the earth, and be leaders for the day via the sun and the night via the moon, and stars, and all the ministering creatures which make their revolution in all the chariots of heaven. In like manner, 12 doors Uriel showed me, open in the sphere of the sun's chariot in heaven, through which the rays of the sun break out, and from them is warmth diffused over the earth, when they are opened at their appointed seasons. And there are openings for the wind and the spirit of dew, that when they are opened, stand open in heaven at the end of the earth. As for the 12 doors in the heavens at the ends of the earth, out of which go out the sun, moon, and stars, and all the works of heaven in the east and in the west, there are many windows open to the left and right of them. And one window at its appointed season produces warmth according to the doors from which the stars come out as he has commanded them, and in which they are set, corresponding to their number. And I saw chariots in heaven, running in the world, above those doors in which the stars that never set. And one is larger than all the rest, and it is that makes its course through the entire world. Chapter 76. At the ends of the earth I saw 12 doors open to all quarters of heaven, from which the winds go out and blow over the earth. 3 of them are open on the face of heaven, and 3 in the west, and 3 on the right of heaven, and 3 on the left. And the 3 first are those of the east, and the 3 are of the north, and 3 after those on the left of the south, and 3 of the west. Through 4 of these come winds of blessing and prosperity, and from those 8 come harmful winds. When they are sent, they bring destruction on all the earth and the water on it, and on all who dwell on it, and on everything which is in the water and on the land. And the first wind from those doors, called the east winds, comes out through the first door, which is in the east, inclining toward the south. From its desolation, drought, heat, and destruction come out. And through the second door in the middle come what is fitting, and there come rain and fruitfulness and prosperity and dew. And through the third door, which lies toward the north, comes cold and drought. And after these come out of the south winds through 3 doors. Through the first door of them, inclining to the east, comes out a hot wind. And through the middle door next to it, there comes out fragrant smells, and dew, and rain, and prosperity and health. And through the third door, which lies to the west, dew comes out, and also rain, locusts, and desolation. And from the 7th door in the east comes the north winds, and dew, rain, locusts, and desolation. And from the center door come health and rain and dew and prosperity. And through the third door in the west come cloud and hoarfrost, and snow and rain and dew and locust. And after these came the 4 west winds. Through the first door adjoining the north comes out dew and hoarfrost, and cold and snow and frost. And from the center door come out dew and rain, and prosperity and blessings. And through the last door, which adjoins the south, come drought and desolation, and burning and destruction. And the 12 doors of the 4 quarters of heaven are therewith completed, and all their laws, and all their plagues, and all their benefactions have I shown to you, my son Methuselah. Chapter 77. And the first quarter is called the east, because it is the first, and the second, the south, because the Most High will descend there. From there will he who is blessed forever descend. And the west quarter is named the diminished, because there all the luminaries of the heaven wane and go down. And the 4th quarter, named the north, is divided into 3 parts. The first of them is for the dwelling of men, and the second contains seas of water, and the abyss, and forest, and rivers, and darkness and clouds, and the third part contains the garden of righteousness. I saw 7 high mountains, higher than all the mountains which are on the earth. And from here comes hoarfrost, and days, seasons, and years pass away. I saw 7 rivers on the earth, larger than all the rivers. One of them, coming from the west, pours its waters into the great sea. And these 2 come from the north to the sea, and pour their waters into the Erythraean Sea in the east. And the remaining 4 come out on the side of the north to their own sea, 2 of them to the Erythraean Sea, and 2 into the Great Sea. And some say they discharge themselves there into the desert. I saw 7 great islands in the sea and in the mainland, 2 in the mainland, and 5 in the Great Sea. Chapter 78. And the name of the sun are the following: the first Orjars, and the second Thomas. And the moon has 4 names. The first name is Asonja, the second Ebla, the third Benas, and the fourth Ire. These are the 2 great luminaries. Their spheres are like the spheres of the heaven, and the size of the spheres of both is alike. In the sphere of the sun there are 7 portions of light, which are added to it more than to the moon. And in fixed measurements it is transferred until the 7th portion of the sun is exhausted. And they set and enter the doors of the west, and make their revolution by the north, and come out through the eastern doors on the face of heaven. And when the moon rises, 1/14 part appears in heaven, and on the 14th day the moon's light becomes full, and 15 parts of light are transferred to her until the 15th day, when her light is full, according to the sign of the year, and she becomes 15 parts, and the moon grows by an additional 14th part. And as the moon's waning decreases on the first day to 14 parts of her light, on the second to 13th parts of light, on the third to 12, on the 4th to 11, on the 5th to 10, on the 6th to 9, on the 7th to 8, on the 8th to 7, on the 9th to 6, the 10th to 5, on the 11th to 4, on the 12th to 3, on the 13th to 2, on the 14th to the half of a seventh, and all her remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And in certain months, the month has 29 days, and once 28. And Uriel showed me another law, when light is transferred to the moon, and on which side it is transferred to her by the sun. During all the period during which the moon is growing in her light, she is transferring it to herself. When opposite to the sun during 14 days, her light is full in heaven. And when she is ablaze throughout, her light is full in heaven. And on the first day she is called the new moon, for on that day the light rises on her. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west, and from the east she rises at night, and the moon shines the whole night through until the sun rises over against her, and the moon is seen over against the sun. On the side whence the light of the moon comes out, there again she wanes until all the light vanishes, and all the days of the month are at an end, and her sphere is empty, void of light. And 3 months she makes of 30 days, and at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days each, in which she accomplishes her waning in the first period of time, and in the first door for 177 days. And in the time of her going out she appears for 3 months, consisting of 30 days each, and she appears for 3 months, consisting of 29 each. By night she looks like a man for 20 days each time, and by day she appears like heaven, and there is nothing else in her save her light. Chapter 79. And now, my son Methuselah, I have shown you everything, and the law of all the stars of heaven is completed. And he showed me all the laws of these for every day and for every season of every rule, and for every year and for its going out, and for the order prescribed to it every month and every week. And the waning of the moon, which takes place in the sixth door, for in this sixth door her light is accomplished. And after that there is the beginning of the waning. And the waning which takes place in the first door in its season, until 177 days are accomplished, calculated according to weeks, 25 weeks and 2 days. She falls behind the sun and the order of the stars exactly 5 days in the course of one period. And when this place which you see has been traversed, such is the picture and sketch of every luminary which Uriel the archangel, who is their leader, showed to me. We will stop there this week and pick back up in chapter 80 next week. I pray each of you have a blessed week. If you have a prayer request you'd like prayer for, feel free to leave it in the comment below or to go ahead and email me. My email address is in the description box below. So I love you guys. Have a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.